Time now to have a chat with Jaimee Rogers, and the thing that I might have missed is the fact that it's burning questions today with Jaimee. And I'll tell you what, we're talking feuds today, Loz, and there's a few people who have come in with the Dave Stanley, Jaimee Rogers feud after the little head-to-head with the tipping. Good morning, Jaimee.
Good morning, guys. Dave, keep at it. You might end up on news.com finally.
Jeez. Zingers.
Yes, good work,
any basketball
Jaimee.
markets you want to go through today, Jaimee?
Been through those, Dave. Let's move on to the burning questions, boys.
Yes.
Guys, you have spoken already this morning about Israel Folau, so I want to look at the bigger picture here. Raylene Castle this week has written an apology to World Rugby after the game's governing body expressed concerns about the behaviour of some of the Wallabies team, including then head coach Michael Cheika at the World Cup in Japan. And I think that factored in with the fact that some Wallabies players are coming out in support of Israel Folau. I know we don't know exactly what is written in those affidavits, but the fact that it is written that there is some support there. Is there a culture concern within the Wallabies?
A culture concern? No, I don't think so. Given that there's a new coach about to come on board, I think what's happened in the past needs to stay there. They'll embrace the new coach, Dave Rennie. And from all reports, if people don't want to buy in, they'll buy their way out. And he won't muck around with them.
Clean slate doesn't start till July. I think you're probably looking at a different looking Wallaby side when he comes in. So hopefully by that time, Israel Folau and Rugby Australia have sorted out their differences. They meet on Monday, so mediation, Jaimee.
And boys, on that, if they don't come to a resolution on Monday, it does go to court in February. What do you think this is going to do to the game? It could potentially, I think, go under if they have to pay out $14 million to Israel Folau.
Yeah, if they lose the case, potentially they're up for $14 million, and that's not good for anyone, only Israel. But that's what happens when litigation occurs. Israel is standing his ground. Rugby Australia are standing their ground. Until it's decided, it's unknown. But you would think that it will break Rugby Australia if they lose and they have to pay $14 million.
All right, guys, let's move on to a bit more positive stories around this week. Is that Basketball Australia officially announced they have signed Brett Brown as the head coach. Now, he has been quite ambitious in what he has said that he will achieve, and that is to win a gold medal at the Tokyo Olympics. Do you boys think that Brown is the coach best positioned to deliver this?
He's the coach best positioned to deliver Ben Simmons, so that's the key.
But isn't that a problem?
Not really, mate.
No.
No.
Just let it go?
Yeah. And he's not alone in Ben Simmons, but Brett Brown, he's coaching in the NBA.
Yeah, but he's on shaky ground there. Why can't they be like other sports and just get the best person? I'm sure there'd be other coaches that are in the NBA that would love to coach Australia. Why wouldn't they go on?
So you're saying it doesn't have to be an Australian?
No, I think they need the best coach.
Right.
And if the best coach is Australian, 100%. And that's what I said, the same thing with rugby. If the best coach is Australian, you use him. If you haven't got the best coach that's not available, you go and find someone else. And
I'm sure there's other NBA coaches that would have been able to attract Ben Simmons, but we know for sure that Brett Brown will. So it's almost like a package deal.
Well, does that mean that what happens if Brett Brown gets sacked? Or he won't be sacked by the Philadelphia 76ers because he got such a great relationship with Ben Simmons and they'd be worried about losing Ben Simmons?
Well, some people say that it's an overhyped roster, the Philadelphia 76ers, and he's actually doing a pretty good job with what he's got. I think there was a game a couple of days ago, Joel Embiid didn't score a point.
No.
So, and we know the limitations about Ben Simmons and what he can or can't do.
Well, Andre was only a bad call away from actually possibly getting a medal or coaching that team to a medal in that World Champs. They got some tough calls on them that night.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if that medal is won, does he still get the flick?
That's the thing. I don't think it was performance-based.
No, it was about trying to get Ben Simmons in the Australian team.
So basically, Ben Simmons is bigger than the Australian.
He's controlled it.
Oh, I don't think he's controlled it. I think that's strong to say that.
No, I reckon he may have.
What do you think? Oh, by the way, if you put Brett Brown in, I'll come and play.
Well, what do you reckon?
I don't think that's the case.
Well, what do you think played out then? Why would they have made that change?
If you're an administrator,
they want Ben Simmons to play in the Olympic Games for Australia.
How are you going to make him play? How are you going to get him to play?
Well, I reckon you don't reckon they've made a phone call to Ben and said, mate, we want you to play. What would we need to do for you to come and play with us.
So
you don't reckon that phone call never happened? I'll guarantee you it did.
You're guaranteeing it did.
Well, I'd be 95% sure.
Or you backed off a guarantee.
Well,
so Ben Simmons is...
You don't think so?
So Ben Simmons...
Well, they're stupid if they don't. Basketball Australia are stupid if they don't make a phone call to Ben Simmons and say, Ben, we want you to play. What's it going to take for you to come and play?
And by the way,
so
I
if you think that didn't happen,
well,
I'm not here.
And I agree with you. It should happen. I'm not 100% sure it did.
Oh, I'll guarantee you.
Now you guarantee. You've gone back from 95. Yep. Are you back up to 100?
No, I'll guarantee you on that one.
All right.
Guys, I'm just going to jump
Sorry,
in
Jaimee,
here. No, I'm just going to say, I think we found our
here.
new sports rivalry. Laurie Daly, Jimmy Smith.
Bring it on.
Robbie Slater, you. Thank you,
Thanks,
Jaimee.
guys.
We've got to get to the news. We will speak again a little bit later.